We'll work this out.
All right, guys, welcome to TGIM on this lovely, warm evening, Monday night. Woo, cool. So I'm Bobbie and this is Tash, and we're going to talk to you guys tonight about overcoming challenges. So make sure you've got pen and paper out because we're going to give you some tips on how we overcome challenges and what we use to do that. So the definition of a challenge is something that needs great mental or physical effort in order to be done successfully, and therefore tests a person's ability. So anything that challenges you mentally, physically, emotionally is a challenge. Everyone goes through struggles, but the thing that you can choose is how you're going to respond to it. You can't always control your emotions, but you can control how you perceive things and how you project that as well. So the first method I'm going to let Tash go through in helping to cope with challenges or overcome challenges.
So we've got welcome adversity. So struggle builds character. Often moments in life when we feel most proud are ones where we've overcome adversity to accomplish something worthwhile. Do something that pushes you to your limits and beyond. Nothing will make you feel more unstoppable than revealing to yourself that you are capable of doing these things. So it's really just about pushing yourself and getting into those uncomfortable moments and doing those uncomfortable things that will push you to grow.
Yeah, so don't get upset when a challenge pops its head up. It's there to help you grow. So welcome it and push through. So the second one is to focus on the positive. So our brains are conditioned to automatically think negatively. That's just the way we are. It's called the negative bias, what it's called. But it's just the brain's natural response is to focus on threats or dangers. So you need to just be aware of that's the first initial response that you're going to have when you are faced with the challenge, and try and turn it around and focus on the positive things around you and things that you can control. Find a reason just to appreciate the challenge as well. So yeah, focus on the positive is the second one.
So number 3, we've got choose new stories. So we tell ourselves stories about who we are and how the world works and what people are like. Often these stories are negative because of the negative bias that we believe in. So you really just need to push past that, like Bobbie just said with number 2. Just talk to those people, tell yourself new stories. Tell yourself in your head that it's going to be a positive outcome, and that way you'll push yourself to do those things that you need to do to grow. Even when the economy is bad, people are still making money, so you can write a good story. If we're going to tell stories, we might as well tell empowering ones. End it with that you're winning at whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, and the outcome will be amazing.
Yeah, so just try and see the positive in the challenge and turn it around in your mind. Try not to let that negative bias get in and change the story. The fourth one is to start a journal. Writing down your thoughts allows you to get out of separate your conscious and your subconscious mind. It brings your conscious mind more actively. So when you're thinking about what you're writing and you're writing it down, it's just going to help you break down the challenge and really work out how you're feeling about it. Sometimes when you're in the midst of a challenge and you're sitting there and your brain's like rushing and you can't focus consciously on what's actually happening, that's when the subconscious takes over and you panic and you're not calm and clear. So writing things down really helps with that as well.
Number 5, we've got exercise. So exercising at least 3 days a week every day is ideal. Has been shown to improve habits in all areas of your life, to improve your overall self-confidence. Those of us that were in ALC tonight doing the box fit will know that, I'm sure, because it was a nice tough one, and we're all feeling like we went swimming tonight. So it's good for your mind. It releases endorphins. So just make sure that you're getting that 20% in, and pushing yourself that little bit further, making sure that you're getting the heart rate up and Sore the next day.
Yeah. Helps to clear your mind. You get the same endorphins from exercising that you do from eating chocolate as well. So that's probably a better alternative, is to go for a walk than eat a block of chocolate. Chocolate is yummy.
Tastes amazing,
you could probably just have some Herbie chocolate. But anyway, number 6 is to celebrate your summits. So this is talking about your successes and everything that you've accomplished. So make a list of everything that you've achieved in your life. You could at least come up with 50. Like, it's easy, like everything, like finishing school, your kids, if you hung the washing out today, and that feels like an accomplishment, write that down too. Moving forward with any experience is something to celebrate. And when you're celebrating something, it turns your mind around into believing the experience was fun and you're going to want to do it again. So you're training your mind when you're doing it, you're celebrating the successes. And then when it's written down, it's something you can see visually. You can see how far you've come and what you've actually accomplished. Oh, I like this one. This one, number 7, is my favourite. It's weird though.
So number 7 is anchor it in. So think of a time when you've felt more confident and make a fist. Do it every day. So like empower yourself, you know. Your body will start to associate the fist with a feeling of confidence and remind you of that time. When you don't feel powerful, clench your fists. And that way it'll bring you back to that time that you know in your head you felt really powerful, and you just relate to that every time. So
yeah, something physical that's going to mentally relate. So when you know you're not in your best mind space, just clench your fist and it'll bring your mind back. So number 8 was step in others' shoes. So when you find yourself stuck or facing a challenge, look up to someone that has done it before, or someone you admire, and think about what they would do. Yeah, just find someone that's done it and do what they did. Pretty much, that's it for that one.
Number 9 is stand tall. So strong body language changes the inner workings of the brain. Practice standing tall within confidence. So yeah, that way the standing tall is telling your head that you can do this, that you are a strong person and you will get through it. So just practice that. Just push those shoulders back.
Yeah, body language speaks a lot too. So it's the same with the anchoring it in. When you're clenching the fists, just stand tall. And if your body looks confident, you feel confident too. The next one was, so the last one actually, it's number 10, and it's ask new questions. So all thoughts that we have are either questions or answers to questions. And if you just questioned that, you know I'm right. So usually we're asking questions like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? And it makes your brain automatically answer in a negative way rather than in a positive way. So if you can turn the questions around and ask questions like, what is good about this? Or what can I do to achieve this? Your brain's going to think more positively, and it's going to help you overcome the challenge as well. Yeah, the questions are just going to shape the way your mind thinks. So that's our 10 tips on overcoming challenges. We're just going to open it up for questions. If you guys have any. Could give you more, but 10 seems like enough.
Do you guys have any questions here? So we've got Marshy, Adriana and Jared here with us, so we're just asking if they've got any questions that they might want to ask.
So when you're talking about choosing new stories for yourself, do you have an example of like an old story that maybe was negative you used to tell yourself, and then a new one that you have now to show, demonstrate the growth?
Yeah, I do. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but Jared just asked in relation to the telling yourself stories, if we had an example of a way we used to tell ourselves a story and how we tell ourselves a story now. For me, I think one of them would be my weight loss journey. So I was on the couch and I tell myself, I'm fat and yuck and no one would want me and I'm lazy. And then I started coming down to ALC and I found this community, and I started telling myself that I can do this and I am worthy, and yeah, and here I am doing that. What about you?
That as soon as Jared asked that, mine was similar to Bobbie's, but another one that I have is like public speaking. So even just this sort of thing, like back when I first started down here, I would have been like, nah, I can't do that. I don't know enough. I've got nothing to say. You know, people won't relate to anything that I have to say, or, you know, but now I just say yes every time I'm asked to do these things, because I do have things to say, and I do know what I'm talking about. Whether it relates to everyone or not, it just really has to relate to that one person, and it doesn't even have to relate to anyone, but it's what's worked for me and it's what I choose. And it's so, you know, just telling myself that I can do those things. I can talk to people. I've been on stage now, I've spoken at our events and done a few of these too, so yeah.
Awesome. So Justin's asked, what's your biggest empowering moment? For me, it was not the Success Summit just gone, but the one before that, when I got on stage and shared my story with everyone in the room, and I was pooping my pants and I felt sick to my stomach, but I had really good support around me. So people around you is really important as well. But I just knew I could do it, and I told myself I could do it, and I went up there and I did it. And I don't think there's going to be anything quite as scary as that first time I had to do that.
I think mine's the same. I told my story at an STS, and I only did it because we had some people from here that couldn't be there that were like, get up and tell your story, just do it for me, I'm not going to be here, thanks BB. And I got up and did it, and yeah, it was much the same as Bobbie. I felt really sick, my knees were shaking, I felt like I could feel my heart in my throat, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to even talk when I get up there. But I felt like absolutely incredible when I walked off and told my story, and like people were like cheering for me and stuff. So it was like a really nice feeling. Yeah, I felt empowered.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I do. So one of your 10 tips was to start a journal and write your thoughts. Do you just write what's in your mind, or do you do like a list of good things that have happened today, things that have challenged me today?
So Marcy, I don't know if you could hear, but Marcy just asked in relation to the journal if we write a list of good and bad things that have happened, or just kind of a brain dump. And I've tried both ways. I started out doing good things and bad things that have happened, but it wasn't my thing. So now I do more of a brain dump when I'm feeling overwhelmed and need to get it out on paper.
Yeah, I just write things that I've taken from the day, rather than, like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but if I feel like it affected me in some way, then I write it down. That way I know how I felt and how I overcome it as well if it's something bad. And I've got that to look back on.
Do you write in it every day?
I wouldn't say every day. It would definitely be something that I'd like to do every day, but sometimes I just don't. Yeah, just don't get around to it. Yeah.
Think of something.
Probably should. I do have other methods.
At the back.
Got any more questions, guys?
Oh, he asked what the biggest.
What the biggest empowering moment was.
So we've just got to think of a question for the guys in the 21-day challenge.
So they can get back to their coaches.
What's the biggest challenge you've had?
Yeah, I like it. We'll take that from Justin. So the question for everyone in the 21-day challenge that's watching the recording of this is, what is the biggest challenge that you've overcome? And you need to get back to your coach with that answer, guys, to prove that you've logged in and watched the video.
The recording.
The movie stars.
We're famous. Watch this space.
Awesome. So if no one has any more questions, we'll took something away from that, then that's our job done. All right, thanks guys. I hope you all had a really good night. Talk to you soon. Bye. Where's the stop button?